What's up, guys? Here we go. News of the day: Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov have been fined and suspended as a result of their post-fight antics from their October 6th, 2018 world title fight. I'll give you a quick breakdown as MMA Junkie recently reported. I'll read you John Morgan's quick snippets. UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor have been suspended by the Nevada State Athletic Commission for their roles in the infamous UFC 229 brawl. Nurmagomedov received 9 months, while Conor McGregor received 6 months. The suspensions are retroactive to the October 6th fight card, which took place at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. This means Nurmagomedov is able to return to competition as soon as July 6th and McGregor on April 6th. In addition, Nurmagomedov has been ordered to pay a fine of $500,000. What? Khabib has to pay a fine of $500,000, $500,000, while McGregor must pay $50,000. Nurmagomedov's fine will be withdrawn from the $1 million of his purse still being withheld by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. What? Now, let's and forget about the rest. You can go read it. It's probably everywhere else. You can read the details. So here's what happened. Big fight. Conor McGregor versus Khabib Nurmagomedov for the UFC lightweight world title. Lots of hype, lots of trash talk, lots of nasty trash talk, lots of culturally inappropriate trash talk between the Irishman and the Russian, or the Dagestani, excuse me, Khabib, to be respectful. And it got nasty, it got personal, and there were some prickly little parts to the conversation. Both guys, both teams, both countries were really pissed off about it, but that creates good fights, good pay-per-views, and the pay-per-view did extremely well. Both guys made a crap ton of money. The rumor is Conor made anywhere between $20 and $30 million for that fight. When all was said and done, what? The rumor is Khabib made over $10 million for that fight. What? Don't worry about what was disclosed, because that's not true. Uncle Mike actually knows what the real numbers are. What? So that being said, after the fight, Khabib jumps over the octagon, and he shouldn't have done this. He shouldn't have done this because there are rules to sport. Khabib jumps over the octagon and he goes after Dylan Dennis. I don't know anything about Dylan Dennis, just what his social media profile is. I don't get too deep into that stuff. But anyway, he goes after Dylan Dennis and everybody else, and Khabib's out there brawling in the stands. That's not good. Conor starts brawling inside the octagon versus some of Khabib's crew. Now, it does seem that there were some cheap shots taken. Now, mind you, Khabib definitively beat Conor in this fight. Khabib looked great in this fight. Khabib even dropped Conor in this fight. Khabib finished Conor with a rear naked choke, kind of a modified neck crank. Khabib finished him. Fight over. Bad blood should be done. In most cases, the bad blood is done when two athletes go out there, they compete, they bleed together. There's a level of respect, high five, they go on. These guys just made a ton of money, a boatload of money. Millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars these guys made. But they did mess up, and they did act outside the scope of what professional athletes should do. And shame on them, truly. Shame on them for doing it. Shame on them for doing it. It's a bad example, especially to the younger kids out there. It's a bad example. Hype the fight, do what you do, but there should be a level of respect to the sport in and of itself. And they didn't show that respect. Emotions run high, and I'm not overly judging. I'm saying it is what it is. Not to take Max Holloway's term. It's not Max's term. We've all said it is what it is. But now the suspensions and the fines, that's a little weird. That's a little odd. Khabib was suspended 9 months, dating back to the time of the event. Well, the event was October 6th. October to November to December to January to almost February. Khabib's almost halfway done his suspension. Khabib wasn't fighting anyway. And that's the funny thing about these suspensions. Conor, it's a 6-month suspension. Conor's almost 4 months into a 6-month suspension. Conor could start training camp right now for a fight in April. You got all February, all March to train, and boom, you're fighting in April. Conor's ready to come back immediately. $50,000? Now, I don't like commissions putting their hands in anybody's pocket, truly. What are they going to do with that money? What are they going to do with that money? Really? What are you going to do, commission, with that money? It's thievery. Give it to inner city kids. That's what you can do with the money. Don't keep lying in your pockets. But anyway, you have the athletes donate the money to a charitable cause to help, youth, underprivileged youth. That would be a good use of the money. But it's going to get gobbled up by the political bureaucracy crapheads out there. But anyway, I digress. So Khabib has to pay $500,000. That's some serious cash. For what? For what? $500,000? $500,000? That's a crazy, stupid, silly fine. And the Nevada State Athletic Commission is going to pretend like, oh, they're doing it as a deterrent, so no other athlete does that again. It's all BS. It's just a cash grab. The Nevada State Athletic Commission is going to walk away from this with an extra $550K in their pocket, unaccounted for. So Khabib put out a tweet that just simply said politics forever. And I agree with Khabib here. And I think Conor and Khabib are probably in agreement that this is strictly political. This is, once again, the Nevada State Athletic Commission, or commissions in general, using this opportunity to grandstand and wield their power as if they have some sort of that it's some sort of relevance, when really they don't. And I've been behind the scenes. I know a few of the commissioners, and a couple of the individual commissioners are good people, but the crux of it is most of the commissions, they do a terrible job, a horrific job, a terrible, horrible job. It's so wasteful. It's so purely run. It is the prototypical government agency, completely overstaffed, and the quality of work is garbage. It's hard to get anybody to do anything. They act like they are the ones in charge. They're the bosses. Everyone else must kowtow to them and their demands and their needs. They act like they're the important ones when they're not. They're ancillary to the event completely, and most of their oversight is garbage oversight anyway. But again, I digress. This is a reaction video. This is my reaction. So as a reaction, Conor can fight in April. He might fight in April or May or June. He might come back and fight soon. He just had a little baby. Maybe he needs a little extra time with his baby, and good for him. Khabib can come back in July, just in time. And let's take a look at the calendar here. Let's see what that July time looks like. January, let's look at the year July up, and look at this, just in time for the UFC's July 6th event, the big New Year's Eve event, or the July 4th event. July 4th is on Thursday. July 6th is when Khabib is eligible. He could come back for that event. Not that he would, because Khabib is a practicing Muslim, and he respects the time of Ramadan. So he usually does not compete. I don't think he does compete or even train during this period of time. So he likely won't come back until late summer or early fall. Interesting. So that's the reaction. That's the facts. 9-month suspension for Khabib and a $500,000 fine, a 6-month suspension and $50,000 fine for Conor McGregor. And I'll read your comments here briefly before I pop off. Mamad says, Coach, that's all BS, as you mentioned. That's right. Thor, legendary Dolce. What's up, Thor? Oboza, Nevada Commission are crooks. I would like to get the percentage from 1 mil for 6 months. Oh, I'm in. Just having that in the bank makes you my money, cha-ching. Enki, sup, brother? Just did my UFC foot workout. Boom. Good job, Enki. Vic, hello, coach. Being Italian, I grew up eating tons of white bread. I cut it out drastically since last year, but sometimes I still feel the need for it. What's the weekly amount you would recommend? Thanks. What I would do, because I'm Italian also, I have Italian heritage, I switched over to sprouted grain bread instead of the white Italian bread. Toasted sprouted grain bread. It is a very nice change of pace. Give that a try, but not too much. A slice or two every couple of days, that'll keep you good. Thor, $500,000 for being a natural born fighter. Exactly. Natural born savage. Slap nuts. Combat sports are a circus. If you draw, they will let you fight. Figure it out a way to get around it. That's exactly it. Brandon, what's up, Brandon? Coach, I work full-time looking after 14 rental buildings and run my nutrition business part-time. Your March certification is a no, but will you have your online ready to go? We're working on the online right now that might be up and running. Might not be by March. It's a little lower on our list right now, but we're certainly close. We need some post-production for it. It would be great to have you out here, Brandon. I know it's tough. If it is possible for you to find a way to get it's Friday night, Saturday day, Sunday morning, and blip, you're back home. If that's possible, if you can make that happen, man, it will be worth your while to be in here, to be face-to-face, to breathe the same air, to think tank, to workshop, to just get in and grind. It's not just about the nutrition and dietetics content. It's just not about the modules that we offer of building your brand and social media to business media and how to become a fitness millionaire and your first 100 clients and motivational interviewing and all the other things that we talk about. It's that you get in here, boom, we lock the door, we go to work, we create something magical happens during these events. So anyone who can come out March 8th, 9th, and 10th, we have our next Dolce Diet certification event. You can become a Dolce Diet certified coach working alongside our team to help build your business, build your brand, change your lives, change your community. That's all here. DolceDietShop.com. That's where you get it. Go to my Instagram. You can see. But Brandon, if you can get here, do it. Otherwise, the online stuff will be great too. That'll be a little farther down the road. Amin, why did Conor get fined? He only defended himself that day. Amin, I haven't deeply analyzed all the video. I felt the same way. I felt Conor was reactionary. He was defending himself. Why he got suspended like that, I didn't see for sure, but I don't know. There might have been because I saw there was a little something that he might have had some sort of minor infraction. I think that's a little hokey too. Mike Helms, replacement for avocado. Can I replace steak for chicken stir fry on 3 weeks to shredded? I wouldn't replace the steak for the chicken stir fry in 3 weeks of shredded due to the additional calories. Steak is a much fattier piece of meat than the chicken is. I would try and stick with the chicken if you can. Otherwise, I would probably go to about 60% mass when you change a chicken, a steak for a chicken. A replacement for avocado depends on what specifically. Are you looking to exchange it for the nutrient content or for the integral part of a specific recipe? Because avocado we use as a binding feature in many of our recipes, not just for the nutritional component. Zach C, been on the Dolce diet. Good for you, Zach Tour. Hey, coach, what brand of water should we be drinking? And is the fluoride hype real? Fluoride hype is very real. We use a purified versions of water. Excuse me a second. I don't want to get off the mic. This is actually one that I do drink. Nestle Pure. It is a fluoride-free water. This has actually been ranked here in the United States as one of the top 3 cleanest, purest waters, and it's relatively inexpensive. It's like $1 a gallon or so. I got a few dozen gallons here at the facility. I got them in my truck. I have them in my garage. I mean, I got probably 100 gallons of this stuff, within arm's reach pretty much at all times. And then we have cases of the pure bottles. Also, I have a few water filtration systems at home in my house, kind of everywhere I go. And additionally, we have different types of systems. We have like a Berkey system on the top, water purification system that you put water into. So we're pretty hardcore about our water filtration. But yeah, fluoride is definitely real. Zach C, when can I get a banner for my garage gym? Zach, shoot us an email, support@thedolcediet.com. We'll see what we can do. We don't produce those, but maybe we can get you hooked up with the graphics for it. Coach, is it okay to eat the breakfast bowl with a scoop of whey post-workout? Yeah, I got no problem with that. Mamad says, Coach, I'm a student in uni. Should I go to classes 38 hours a week and I'm going to wrestling classes 5 hours a week and kickboxing 5 hours a week? Any tips on scheduling? Make sure you're getting your sleep. I want 8 hours of sleep a night. 8 hours of sleep per night. Come on, 8 hours of sleep per night. Otherwise, you got to start playing with that wrestling and boxing. I'm not going to tell you not to study because that's very important. 38 hours a week of studying. Is that real class time or is that travel back and forth? I'm not sure. An additional 10 hours of training. That's actually not that bad. You're looking at a 48-hour work week. That's very doable. I work more than 40 hours a week. You know, I'm a 70-hour a week or so guy. So that should actually work out pretty well. Dolce, I'm paralyzed at the 667 for almost 2 years. How do I keep muscle while eating around 1,000 calories a day? Thomas, that's very difficult. You need to work with your doctors. You need to be under your doctor's care. Don't start any diet or exercise program without medical supervision. That said, you should be working with a registered dietitian who can drill down deeper and see what is specific to your situation. We have registered dietitians on staff that can work with you immediately. If you go to DolceDietShop.com, click on the one-on-one consultation, I would say start with that. Let's see what we can do for you. If not us, you need another highly qualified registered dietitian to work with you and see how you can start building yourself forward. I'm so proud of you that you are looking to be better. You're not accepting your current situation as a final place, that you are moving forward. And with that type of focus, everything will become better. You will continue to push and evolve. Let his story be a lesson for you guys and girls out there. No matter how bad you think you have it, someone else is fighting a bigger challenge than you are. They're overcoming bigger odds than you are. They have more reasons to quit and give up than you do, but they persevere and they push forward. I'm very, very proud of you, my friend. Keep it up, please, Thomas. Keep me posted on your results, my friend. Zach, also one of my coworkers has high cholesterol. Should she sign up for the customized plan? What will she need to submit for the initial consult? Zach, definitely sign up for the customized plan. That's the 8-week My Diet program in which she works with a registered dietitian. That would be ideal for someone suffering from any sort of medical anomaly or condition. That is at DolceDietShop.com. That is the 8-week My Diet program in which you work with one of our registered dietitians. So good for her, whatever you need. And she doesn't need anything. She just needs to have the conversation and go from there. We do everything for you. We walk the journey with you. You can know absolutely nothing about health and fitness and nutrition, absolutely nothing. Our team meets you where you are. We grab your hand and we start taking those steps together. That's what we do. We're from, world-class professional athletes to Hollywood celebrities to owners of multinational corporations to people who don't even have a GED and they're morbidly obese. We work with everybody. And we give you the same type of attention. I don't care who you are, how much you make, what your background is. We give you the same love, care, and attention. Chanelin. Coworkers. How to buy mineral water without fluoride. Ensure it comes in a glass to avoid estrogen from plastic. Anyway, around this, we have a place here in New Jersey. There is a local spring, and there's a facility that actually built, or a company that built their facility completely around that spring. You can look in your areas for that. You can bring your own. We can actually bottle it directly from their tap. How cool is that? That stuff is available. I'm going to take a sip of coffee if you guys don't mind. Oh, I love it. I love it. Shane, Coach, during the 3 weeks of Shredded, I failed a few meals. I felt pretty guilty, but is there something you do to get back on it or fight those temptations? Just get right back on it. You're human. You fail. It's okay. We all fail from time to time, but do not let that be your identity. You are not a failure. You are someone who is becoming better. You failed. Big deal. So what? Move on. Immediately, as soon as it happens, move on, get better. Hydrate. What's your next meal? Get right on track. Get right on track and move forward. Don't sit there and woe is me and self-loathe about the things you've done wrong. Learn from it, respond to it, and move forward better. You must move forward better. If you don't move forward better, then shame on you. Shame on you. You can do it. You can be better. I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad. I'm not going to come in and lash you for it. What did you learn? Don't do it again. Now let's crush it. Let's get even more focused. Let's get even more diligent. Let's get our walks in now. Let's wake up a little earlier. Let's set our goals. Let's push ourselves. Let's learn from that. You did that. That's fine. Now let's move forward. Let's learn from. That's all you got to do, my friend. That's all you got to do. Josh, those rulings handed out BS. I saw Conor and Khabib brought in $87 million to Las Vegas for having the fight there. They are both equally responsible for what happened after the bout. I agree. The rulings are such crap. Everyone's making money. It's, you know, politics or whatever Khabib's tweet was. What was his tweet? I love Khabib's tweets. Politics forever. This is number one BS, as Khabib would say. I agree. Mamad, sleeping tips, coach. How much a day? Temperature of bedroom, light tips on. Well, they talk about sleeping at lower total or lower temperatures, right? And I kind of like sleeping in a nice chilly room where you got to like pull the blanket up. I like sleeping in that. And they say you sleep better in that type of room. That's very possible. I don't know for sure. I haven't done a deep dive into that. I'll try and get my buddy Sean Stevenson back on the podcast to talk about that. He wrote the book Sleep Smarter. That was actually a part of the Dolce Book Club. That being said, I like consistency. I like going to sleep at the same time every night. I like waking up at the same time every day. I like having the same rituals that allow my body to prepare for sleep. It's like warming up to go to sleep. You must do that and recreate that. That helps very much. Moise, Mike, you the man. Moise, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm working hard for you guys over here. Chris, John Jones hearing on right now. Oh, snap. Oh, snap, Johnny. Let's see what happens. Mamad, we should actually do like take bets or something. Sleeping, I answered that. Jay McGrath, thoughts on the reverse pyramid training? All training works well if you do it for a short period of time and you do it intelligently. Reverse pyramid training, you know, traditional pyramid training, linear periodization, undulating periodization, conjugate method. It all works if you apply yourself. If you apply yourself, it works for short periods of time, though. Chanelin answered that. Oboza, okay, going for a run. Keep hammering everyone. Get after it. Cam Haynes. I was a fat computer geek 4 years ago. The Dolce podcast, along with others, made me stop BSing myself. Now I'm a 2-time Ironman and happy. Wow, that is amazing. Good for you. I would love a testimonial, my friend. Shoot me an email to support@thedolcediet.com with a little walkthrough of your story and how you change your life. Very inspirational. If I could swim, I might do that. Moise, thank you, Moise. Do you think plyometrics makes damages? It certainly can, especially the overuse of plyometric type exercises. Definitely can. Thomas, I eat 2 meals a day, a lot of rice, veggies, and lean meats. You likely have to eat a little bit more than that, Tom. Not knowing your exact situation, most of us have to eat a little bit more if you want to maintain and gain lean muscle tissue. Are you able to do any sort of resistance exercise? That's another thing to consider to stimulate muscle growth. Zach, I bought 4 copies of Living Lean, 2 for Christmas gifts. That's very awesome. Good for you. Thank you so much. You are awesome. I appreciate that. Spreading it. Health is wealth, my friend. Did you want Conor to win? I don't really root for, unless it's my athlete. I don't root for anyone. What I want is I want to see a great fight, and I want both athletes to go home safely to their families. That's all I care about. I want to see an amazing fight. I want to see just the epitome of mixed martial arts. And then I want to see both athletes go home safely to their family. That's it. I don't have favorites. I'm friends with almost all of these athletes. So, you know, I know their families, I know their wives, I know their kids, I know their brothers and sisters and mothers and aunts and uncles and cousins and all that stuff. I know, you know, you just want to see them go home healthy. If I eat, I gain weight. I also drink tons of water and tea. It depends on your goals, Tom. Coach, do you see yourself as a teacher? Absolutely, 100%. That's what I am. That's my job as an educator. My job as an educator. I educate you on how to lead a better life through the experiences and education that I have had up until this point. And when I get on this microphone tomorrow, I will be a completely different version of myself, trying to share with you everything I know from that point. Hopefully I know more today than I knew yesterday. I know more right now than I knew this morning when I did the podcast. My job is to teach you so you don't need me. That's my job. This Hey, coach, your principles helped me get back to the old me after a long period of being very sick. I have a family member I think would benefit greatly as well. What's the easy first step I can do to help? Well, you lead by example. That's if you have someone in your family, you lead by example. Positive motivation works best. Just tell them how great they are and how hard they're working and how much more that they can do and they're capable of. Give them opportunities to see their life as becoming better. Talk about where they want to be, their hopes, their dreams, their goals. Get them to see the bigger picture, not just the small confines of their current state, their current being, their current situation. Let them to see a much bigger, brighter, broader picture, and then show them how they can get there through you as the vessel, because you're living it. You're on your own journey. Like I said, our team, we meet you where you are and we walk the journey with you. I don't expect an overweight grandmother to get in the octagon and fight Ronda Rousey. That's not going to happen. I don't expect her to train like Ronda Rousey. I don't expect her to ever look or run or swim or do anything like Ronda. All I want is for this individual to do better, to start thinking better, to start living better, to make better choices, to start moving better, to start feeling better, step by step by step by step. That's all we do. That's all we do. Guys and gals, where's the thumbs up? Where's the thumbs up for this video? I'm here ranting and raving and talking and sharing information, trying to help you answer every question, and I don't even see any thumbs ups on here. It's like that guy. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. I appreciate it. And then feel free to leave additional comments if you're listening on the replay. I'm happy to come back and answer. Thomas, yes, I use resistance bands. Good for you, Thomas. That's awesome. Zach, is Trump's wife on the Dolce diet because she is hot as bleep? Also, bring the smoking blonde chick back on to do more lunges for the boys. Marika. Marika's awesome. And I don't know if Miss Melania is on, but I wouldn't be surprised. You'd be shocked at how many famous people follow our principles. Chris, Joey Diaz's edibles will have you hearing drums like the Trump kid. What's up with the Trump stuff? Yeah, man. Well, it was cool because I got to do hang out with Joey last month in his studio, and we had a good time. We had a good time. It was I'm very proud of myself because I think I did took part in the same thing that Mr. Jake Ellenberger did a week or so before, and I think my interview was pretty even keel, straight across. I didn't have any issues. Coach, what did you really change for Tiago that made weight is the secret in your books? I just got to help him get his life in order. Structure is everything, plus feeding his body. Earth Grown Nutrients, a Earth Grown nutrient-based nutrition program. That's really what it was, getting him back, getting all of our athletes and all of our clients and all of our people back to the optimal nutrition that has sustained all of life on this planet since the dawn of time. That's what the Dolce diet is and does. We use the same principles all humans have used since the dawn of time. And what we've done, because it's 2019 and we have so much experience and so much information, we continue to refine it and make sure that it's practical for everyday use. That's all we do. So we look for real food in wide variety based upon activity that's easy to do. We get blood work drawn. We get DEXA scans done at the elite athletic level. It was very easy. And I'm very proud to say that Tiago never missed weight with us. Never, ever, ever missed weight with us. And oddly, he missed weight the fight before we started working together, and he missed weight the fight after we worked together, but never while working with us for the 7 or so years that we did. Detailer, maple syrup versus honey in the breakfast bowl. Both work well. X200. Okay, it will sound goofy and conspiratorial, but I researched about the toxicity of root canal treatment, and I think there might be some truth to it. Unnatural toxicity produced by these teeth. I agree, especially when it comes to the fillings. I don't think that's even a conspiracy. I think everyone agrees with that. Thanks. I'll get after it. Good. This Travis, what do you think about mace training? I got some maces sitting right over there. I do some mace work also. Double fist ice cream cones. Uncle Joey. I know he's a savage, baby. Steven, what kind of place is there for bilateral squat patterns in MMA training? Yeah, always. Everything. We do everything. What you do in our facility, we do. What do you suck at? We're doing that today. We're doing that. What are you stuck at? What are you bad at? What do we need to improve upon? We're doing that today. What are you really good at? We're going to maintain that. We're going to keep that, but we're going to do a lot of the things that you suck at. How often to refeed during the week when active daily? Well, I don't know. Maybe once every 10 days, maybe. Depends on what you're doing. Like moderate to intense activity daily. Depends on what your goals are and how close you are. Josh, I share that same opinion on fights. Great performances are best with the second light heavyweight champ out there. There may now be a free agent. You think there's a better DC fight? Who is the DC fight right now? There's no clear-cut heavyweights. There's no clear-cut light heavyweights. I mean, did DC, he vacated his 205 belt, so DC holds the heavyweight belt. Who's the clear cut? I'd like to see DC fight Kane. If Kane runs through Ngannou, DC should fight Kane. I mean, that's from a fan perspective. I don't care if they're training partners. They should fight. Let's see who's the best. Who's the best, DC or Kane? Let's go see it. But they probably won't fight, and I understand why. But that's the fight to make. If Kane gets through Ngannou, and he'll probably just take him down and smash him. That'll probably be pretty easy. Thomas, I'm seeing my doctor next week. What blood work would you suggest I ask for? Thomas, again, a strong suggestion is to speak with one of our RDs. I don't know your exact situation. It sounds like you're dealing with a few things here. We would need a lot more time to sit down, my friend, and get a better understanding so we can truly help you move forward. And what we do, our registered dietitians do, we work in conjunction with your medical team. So what we try and do is we try and integrate with your team, and we have a holistic group that actually is working in your best interest. We definitely push the nutrition, the lifestyle, and the exercise side under the confines of your medical supervision, of your physician assisting and overseeing everything that's going on. So anytime people have some sort of very specific medical issue, we really want to integrate with our RDs into your team to make sure you're getting the best possible care. Zach, one more serious question. My friend was just diagnosed with esophagus and stomach cancer. How can you help through nutrition, and what would you recommend I buy him from the Dolce Diet shop? Well, Zach, that's a really tough one. Without knowing his, just like Thomas, without knowing his specific situation, I can't give specific information. I would strongly suggest you set up this is what you should buy from DolceDietShop.com. You should buy him a one-on-one consultation with one of our registered dietitians to drill down deeper and see exactly what's going on and how we can fit in and help under the supervision of the doctor, of his doctor. That's the best way. That is the honest, most straightforward answer possible. Just me sitting here with a little piece of information off one random, comment on a YouTube channel does not give me the ability to offer any sort of specific information to help you, other than pushing you towards a quality licensed registered dietitian who then can ask all the questions, find out all the background, get all the information necessary to start offering informed decisions or informed suggestions that we can work with your doctor, with his doctor, to help build the best total lifestyle plan. Mamad, Coach, can we invite you to our facilities in foreign countries? If we do, will you join us? Mamad, I get those questions all the time, and I'm absolutely happy to entertain those type of invitations. Scheduling is tough, especially around here, but shoot us an email to support@thedolcediet.com. I've been brought in many times around the world to come and speak and put on seminars and training events and certification events, sometimes just meet and greets, which is really cool. I appreciate that. So shoot us support@thedolcediet.com. I'd be happy to get out there if I can. Lee Prince, men eat plant-based. 90+% of my diet is plant-based. Lee, good on you. Chris, DC versus John Jones 3 at heavyweight. I'm down. Mamad, Coach, middle split tips for men between 18 to 25. I don't know what a middle split is. Do you ever scholarship clients? Is that like freebies? Yeah, we do. We do lots of pro bono work, and we don't promote it because that, in many ways defeats the purpose. But also we get a lot of people who try and take advantage of us also. That's one of the reasons why we did start a nonprofit organization called the Chew Foundation. It stands for Children Eating Well, which allows us to work with many people, in lower economic areas of the country, and we can help educate them on the proper tenets of nutrition, specifically based around family. But Thomas, feel free to shoot us an email to support@thedolcediet.com. We'll see where we can help you. Jay McGrath, full body Monday, Wednesday, Friday, doing compound lifts. Should I be eating less calories, carbs on my non-workout days? You need to find a balance. What is your set point? Find your set point, and then you can skew up or down just a little bit. But what's your background? What's your training history? What's your future goals? What's your lean mass ratio like? How old are you? Do you have any health issues? I need to know more than that. Naeem, how to get stronger to lift heavier, multi-joint compound movements. Go to my YouTube channel, the Dolce Diet YouTube channel. We have tons and tons and tons of usable, practical information, usually in 3 to 10-minute clips. I teach you everything you need to know about how to lift weights, how to get strong, how to get yoked, how to do chin-ups if you've never done a chin-up before, the proper way to do a push-up. Most people don't know how to do a push-up. Body weight squats and barbell squats and all this other stuff. Sets and reps and percentage of 1 RMs and all that stuff. That's all on our YouTube channel. Check every day. You're on YouTube right now. Why not? What's this? Thank you, Mike. You got it. Edward, how does your post-nutrition macro methodology differ from Zero Integrity George? His depends on the type of workout, basically whether fuel you use in your workout. That's what you need. His is all bullshit. His because he's an idiot and he's a liar and he's a fraud. And I have all the information to prove it. He's an idiot and he's a faker. That's it. That's the truth. That's it. He makes it up as he goes. He's the king of Google. That's what it is. I have athletes that call me all the time that talk about how he absolutely destroyed them. It has no concept. Super caloric deprivation diets while feeding them pills and pills and pills and pills and pills and pills and pills to make up for all the deficiencies that have been created from the lack of real food, destroying young ladies' bodies. Heck, go look at Paige Van Zandt weight cut. Go look at what happened to Mike Chiesa. Go look at Yoel Romero missing weight. Go look at Khabib being hospitalized. Look at Kelvin Gastelum being hospitalized. Look at Max Holloway missing weight twice. Look at what he did to Ray Borg. Who else? The list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, 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 crazy. And then they run around and pretend that they actually know what they're doing or that they're doing a service to the community, which is absolutely not. It's just a simple cash grab. And that's if you do your research, that's the truth of it. That's the truth of it. But they lie and pretend like they're doing something noble, and they're not. They're destroying athletes' health. Chris, Uncle Mike, did you watch Ronnie Coleman on the doc? I didn't see that yet, but I'll check it out soon. Kylie, is your kitchen always pristine? Eating clean on the Dolce Diet has inspired me to keep my surroundings clean. Yeah, order is everything. I'm very organized, very meticulous guy. I'm kind of a germaphobe, so I have, make sure that everything is really, really, really clean. And organized. A question you probably have been asked many times: what MMA fighters inspire you in the terms of style, not necessarily numbers of wins? Well, Mirsad Bektik is absolutely amazing. I loved Ronda, everything that she did. Chael Sonnen and Vitor Belfort are absolute studs in their own right. Yeah, the list goes on and on. So it doesn't matter what, where they are on the hierarchy of the card. It doesn't matter. It's how the athlete prepares for competition. That's what inspires me most. Time management tips, coach. Again, thanks for those 5 daily goals: fitness, family, finance, future for me. That's it. Chris, he almost killed Max Holloway and Max fired him. How about that? Max fired him. How about that? Max fired him because of that, right? Max fired his manager too, because his manager, who's the one who pushed him into Max. How about that? You want to talk about serious business? Media doesn't report this, but I know because I got a phone full of all the text messages. Half of his team actually calls me and texts me and tells me everything because they all internally hate each other. How about that? It's so funny. I know so much stuff. I know so much stuff. I could set this world on fire if I wanted to. Tour, yeah, always smelled scum from Zero Integrity George. Exactly. It's horrific. Just a straight up. What about his association with the convicted child porn peddler Ian Kidd? How about that? The co-author of 2 books. Ian Kidd talked about how he travels with George and he works with George, even wearing George's t-shirts, working with George, rehydrating athletes under George's company, right? That's who he was working with. That's who he aligned himself with. That's who he was writing 2 books with. Talking constantly every day for hours a week, talking and workshopping. George trusted him to go and serve his athletes and work with his athletes and rehydrate his athletes. That's all true because Ian Kidd wrote about it on his Bloody Elbow articles. For those who actually care enough to go and do a little bit of research, like I said, I know everything. I could set this place on fire if I wanted to. I'm just giving you guys a little bit of information. How about that? You want to talk about zero integrity and didn't come out and say one thing, did not disavow him, did not criticize him, did not disown him, didn't say anything. All he did is just boop, he just went and hit away, just like he does. Just like when his athletes miss weight, just went and hit away and pretended he wasn't working with a child pornographer, right? As a part of his team. Not to mention what they tried to do to us and what they did to us. The slander and defamation and character assassination. Not to mention that stuff too, but I know everything. I know everything. But Tor, I felt like he's a Roy trainer. Well, that isn't that interesting. Look at what he did to Chris Cyborg. And nobody ever came out and said where the drugs came from that Chris was, quote, forced to take, because Chris blamed him for forcing her to take that birth control. Isn't that interesting? And Chris's doctor disagreed with it. Therefore, I would assume that she didn't get it from her doctor. Well, where'd she get it from? George went on Ariel Helwani and told Ariel why he's the one who told her to take it. Well, in these United States, that's illegal. That's illegal for a layperson to prescribe pharmaceutical medicine. Well, it sounds like somebody has a history. Sounds like it. I don't know. But I hear things. Hey, coach, any tips for a late novice, early intermediate lifter to continue gaining strength? Focus. You got to write down your goals, my man. Write down your PRs. Write down your data. Track data, baby. Track that data. How you doing? What's the RPE? What are you doing? Are you organized? Are you systematized? Are you sleeping? Are you eating? Are you managing stress? There you go. B2B, what do you think of composting your food scraps? I don't know what a Viva La Compost is. Is that some sort of machine or contraption? But composting, yeah, I'm not against it. Fell off track, but getting my butt back at it. Thanks for all the inspiration you put out there. Absolutely, Tickle. Ali, yo, coach, what's up? Quick 2 questions. 1, what type of food increases red blood cells? Can you do explosive circuit after heavy lifts? Can I do explosive circuit after heavy lifts? For example, 10 minutes is a BJ day competition max. A little confused. Actually. What food increases red blood cells? It'd be hard for me to say that specifically because it's not a direct correlation per individual on specific food to increase red blood cell count. So that's not something I could say. I could say if you are, let's say, living at altitude, that's one. Is that, I don't know. I won't say it's a guarantee, but that is a very, very, very strong possibility to improve or increase red blood cells if you're living at altitude, depending on what your goal is. That's why many cyclists, endurance athletes, and even competitive boxers and mixed martial artists, they go and live at altitude. Now, if you have the opportunity to live high, train low, that would be ideal. So you can create more red blood cells while you're living in oxygen deprivation, and then you go down to train in an oxygen-induced area. And can I do explosive circuits after heavy lifts? Be careful. Because after a heavy lift, you're probably fatigued. And if you are fatigued, you could be putting yourself in jeopardy of injury. So be careful. Chris Hines, go on Rogan and expose him. I could, whatever, if I do go back, I'm a 2-time guest on the Joe Rogan podcast, which is very cool. Joe Rogan Experience. I would love to go back on and really talk about the positive things in this world and really help oversee the weight cutting side, talk about all the challenges, the pitfalls behind weight cutting, what my team has done so successfully and having a 100% success ratio in working with the world's greatest athletes, primarily the most challenging of athletes. We have a 100% success ratio-ish with. Talk about a lot of the bureaucratic and political issues behind the scenes in the world of weight cutting, and also delve deeper into the whole macro, micro, phyto conversation with specificity between the challenges of the ketogenic diet versus a glycolytic type of athlete or individual. And I believe all humans are glycolytic by nature. All humans are glycolytic by nature. And that's where a part of the problem lies when those focus on the ketogenic diet. Now, it's interesting and unfortunate that I've lost many friends due to my honesty and transparency with regards to the ketogenic conversation. And it is what it is. So not a lot of people want to talk to me about that. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. Is fast food okay once a month? If not, what's fast food? What's fast food? An apple and a handful of cashews, that's pretty fast too. How you doing, Mike? Viewing, I'm doing great. I appreciate that. Thank you. Can fighters prevent cauliflower ears? Likely not. What's your methodology for post-workout nutrition? Macros, amounts, any specific depending on the type of workout? Well, it really depends. It depends on the individual. It depends on the type of training. It depends on what their goals are, what they're trying to accomplish. It depends on what's geographically available. It depends on many factors. We do look to fuel. We do look to pre-fuel. We look to intra-fuel. We look to post-fuel. Not all fueling actually comes down to specific macros. Much of it comes down to micros, which includes electrolytes. Many people don't even consider electrolyte consumption while training, not realizing that electrolytes or micronutrition are catalysts for all cellular activity. They don't even think about that. They just think about the protein to carb ratios. And that's the wrong way to look at it. So we break this down much deeper. I'll probably actually have to do, because this is a deeper conversation. I need to jump off. Shout out to, okay. No, I don't know about that. I'll probably do a full video on it next week. I don't even know what today is. Today's somewhere in the middle of the week. I'll probably do a video because we're jammed up this week. I got a lot of interviews this week, which is going to be really cool. We're going to cut up some of these interviews for the YouTube channel. We'll definitely be on the audio podcast of the Mike Dolce Show. Download and subscribe to the Mike Dolce Show on iTunes if you have not already. Listen to the podcast every Monday and Thursday. We drop new videos or new podcasts, but we have a few other bonuses throughout the week. And if you subscribe, you will be told. You will get the little notification, and it's all usable, actionable information to push you forward. Alf, what's up, man? X20, yep, I agree. Like a threatening butchery, and that's, in my opinion, that's exactly what they do. Alf, what's up, man? I'm doing great. MF, yo, shout out to you, Coach Mike. You are the real MVP. Working hard for you guys. Jay McGrath, if you could make one fight in UFC, what would it be? I want to see Khabib fight Tony Ferguson. That's the fight that I want to see. I want to see Dustin Poirier get a good fight. Who should Dustin fight? Dustin versus Cowboy. That's a good fight. That's a fight that seems to be happening right now. Is junk food okay once a week? No. Why? Why are you going to poison yourself? All right, guys and girls, I do have to jump off. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. Thank you for being part of the channel. This was supposed to be a 10-minute video talking about Conor and Khabib, and here we are 47 minutes deep, and I've been answering your question for the last 37 minutes. I appreciate that. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you, to communicate with you guys, to engage. So as a community, we can all work together and grow. So I appreciate it all. Until next time, boom.